Hey guys, it is Sunday here in the Philippines, and we're going to go ahead and do the unboxing video on the BM Creations Junior first gen Mitsubishi Pajero. And the reason I'm doing it today instead of tomorrow, because, well, I'm getting down to only having 3 days here in the Philippines, and since I had some time today, going to go ahead and do it. I'm not sure what's going to happen tomorrow because we still have some packing to do and getting some last minute things buttoned up. So, not sure if I'm going to have a lot of time to do videos this coming week. So, today we're going to do the BM Creations, and then I have an Eno 64 LBWK Baby Blue 997 Porsche unbox for you guys too. But we'll see how things go this week. I may get that in before I leave. I may not. Because I'm also going to try to do some videos on our trip home. And like all of the hell that you have to go through. Actually, to travel from here to where I live in the States. It is a very stressful journey that includes 3 different flights. And total airtime is 20 hours, and then your layovers in the airports can be in excess of another 10 to 15 hours, but this time luckily we only have like 5 hours. So our total trip time from Manila Nino Aquino International Airport to Charleston Yeager Domestic Airport is about 24 hours and 45 minutes. But our drive from Charleston to my home in southern West Virginia is another hour and a half because I live like 100 miles from there. So it's going to be like a day and a half journey and such. But we're going to show you some of the details of like the Japan Tokyo Airport, maybe a little bit there if Ethan can cooperate some, and then show you the Manila Airport and then Chicago O'Hare and such, and just show you the details of like what it's like traveling home from here. So we'll be doing some little videos on that. So anyways, let's get back to our diecast. So today we're unboxing this guy here, and we're going to do a hands-on how to rip this thing apart and modify it. So it comes with a lot of really cool accessories. It's not like the Gen 2 that they released about a year and a half ago. The Gen 2 is already modded. It's lifted with functional suspension, big off-road tires, and your front brush guard bumper, the snorkel air intake, and so forth. This one comes to you bone stock, but comes with all of those options. In case you do just like having a bone stock first-gen Pajero, well, you have it. Or you can totally mod this thing out to an off-road monster. So, anyways, let's go over the box real quick. You have on the front here, Mitsubishi Pajero, and the bullseye, that's what I think of it as when I see it, the target for BM Creations Junior. This end cap, Mitsubishi Pajero, scale 164. This end cap, exactly the same. Top side, you have the window part of the box again, 164 diecast miniature car, Mitsubishi Pajero. Sorry, kind of reading that upside down. Then on the back side, you have your licensing for Mitsubishi and the address for BM Creations, and then where to find them online, where to find them on Facebook and Instagram. And then it tells you that this is the Mitsubishi Pajero MK1 silver left-hand drive. These are also available in right-hand drive. Bottom side kind of just gives you that exact scale ornamental model for adult collectors, not recommended for people under 14, as you can see over here, the big 14 plus and so forth. So let's pop him out of the box and take a look at him. This does come wrapped in like shrink, well, not really shrink wrap, it's more like a heat wrapped plastic, which I've already broken out because I've already modded this, as you can see in our cover photo, or our thumbnail photo, I should say. But I put it back all stock for you guys so we can do it together. So, this is how you have it come out of their box in this 2-piece PVC dome, I want to call it. And then, well, comes with your off-road tires, which are falling out there. Then you get this cool little baggie full of accessories. So we're going to look at this first. Then we'll look at the truck. And we'll look at the off-road knobby tires too. These do come with white letters out. And let's go ahead and zoom in a little bit so we can see the details of the tires and everything. I don't really dig the white letters because it states BM Creations 4x4. I wish it said something like BF Goodwrench, Goodyear, whatever, Advan, not the toy company. That kind of makes it look like a toy instead of an exact detailed replica. That's my opinion. The wheels are painted white. I actually prefer the silver stock Pajero wheels, and what I did with mine, like whenever I swapped it for myself and whenever I swap it back permanently, I'm going to flip the wheels actually and put actually the black wall side out with the silver wheels. And see how that looks. I may even just use the stock wheels and tires with the lift on it, see how that looks too. But anyways, you get 5 of these bad boys because you do have your spare on the rear tailgate. So they give you 5 of them. So you'll have an exact size spare instead of looking crazy with your 4 big tires with 1 little tiny spare. So that's your wheel and tire kit. Then opening up the bag of goodies here. So it comes in a little Ziploc bag, and they give you actually decals if you do want to run them. This is, I think, stock Mitsubishi striping. If you do want to put that on the vehicle, you can. I'm probably going to opt to not put them on. I'm not sure if these are water slides or just decals. I'm pretty sure they're just decals the way it feels. But they could be water slides. So let's dump all of this stuff out. So that about empties the bag out. So you have this air intake snorkel that will mount up on the passenger side if you do want to use it. And it does have to be glued on if you do decide to use it, or using some kind of two-sided adhesive. I think that's what these are for. You can use these as like your stickers. I think they do have double-sided adhesive, but I'm not sure. I've never used them. The Gen 2 has the mud flaps, and it came with some of these, but I've never used them. The FJ Cruiser came with the roof rack. That wasn't on yet, and it also came with these. So I'm going to assume that's what they're for, but once again, I'm probably not going to like fix anything permanently to mine. Then it comes with the front off-road style bumper with the brush guard, the fog lights, and a winch, which is pretty cool. And then you have your roof rack that has actually a pull-out canopy that is fully functional, and the thing is like a canvas. Let's zoom back out a little bit here so you guys can see how this works. Kind of just pull out on it, and then it basically unrolls like this. And the bottom side has like that silver reflective side to it, and then top side is more of like a beige color. And then when you do roll it up, you're supposed to include these 2 legs, which do insert into these holes here. As you can see, they're through and through holes. And oops. So let me bring this down to where you guys can see it and try to get my shaky hands to get this in the hole here. There we go. So anyways, that's how it will set on the vehicle if you do happen to decide to fix it to your roof. It also has like an LED light bar, which looks pretty cool. So that's basically it. Then this accessory here. And actually, I'm going to zoom back in, guys. I'm going to see what this says here. This says Mitsubishi, I believe. Yes. So, not sure exactly what this is for. That's the one thing that I will say I have against BM Creations. They give you all these cool items, but no directions, how to use anything, no reference pictures or anything. You kind of have to go to their website or the place where you buy it from and look at their sell pictures. And then you can see this stuff on the vehicle, but you don't get to see how to install it or what tools may be needed or something like that. So not really sure what this is for. At first I thought it was like a lift for the rear end. I'll go over that here in a minute. But I don't think it is. I'm not sure on that now that I can see that this says Mitsubishi. Although it could be. There we go. So, yeah, not sure exactly what that is for. So, that's the one thing I do have against him. Besides that, though, everything else is great. So, let's get the diecast out and look at him. So, there he is. And he rolls pretty nicely. And it does have slightly functional suspension, but nothing like the Gen 2. Actually, the rear is kind of rigid. The front is a little more flexible. Does still yet have opening doors, and this one does open much nicer than the Gen 2, much easier, I should say. And as you can see, steering wheel is on the left-hand side, just like stated. And what's cool, they do have the entire door frame there, and then the vent window and stuff cut out, so pretty cool. And then close these doors back up. They are kind of fragile, so you do want to be careful. Nice detail on the grill. And once again, we'll zoom back in. You have the 3 diamond Mitsubishi emblem in the middle. Mitsubishi plate that is kind of crooked. Yeah, there we go. A little better. And then you have acrylic headlight lenses, it looks like. And then amber colored turn signals, but I think they're painted on the grill. I don't think they are acrylic. You have your side mirrors, which are part of the door, and they are die cast, but you do want to be careful with them. All of your molding for the sides are there. Detailed door handles, even the door lock, and the emblems on the fender. And then even the body gaps for the front doors are pretty good. They should have probably painted this gap black that kind of correspond with the other gaps. That's the only thing that I have against opening parts on any car. Is usually you can tell that it's like opening part, especially on a 4-door one. Usually doesn't go over too well because you can see the gaps for the front door, and then the back door doesn't really have gaps, as we can see here. You can see the stock Pajero style silver wheels. As I was saying, I really dig them over these white ones. Like doing a comparison, I prefer the silver stock style wheels. Backside, you have your tail light lenses, which are red and amber acrylic, even with the little reverse light there. You have detailed marker lights, rear window defogger, and then your full-size spare on the back. Another Mitsubishi plate. Your lights are kind of detailed there, I think, or maybe that's just a reflection. It's going to say like your license plate lights look like they were there, but I don't think they are. Then the 2 colored bumper, like with the bumper ends in black, the center of the bumper in chrome, really cool. Flipping him over, nice detailed chassis, and I think this is a plastic chassis on this one. Phillips head screws, detailed exhaust, and then you can see transfer case with a dry shaft and such. And this, as I stated before, it does not have the functionality as the Gen 2 did with the suspension. So we'll show you why. So let's get this guy ripped apart. And anyways, the screws come out quite easily. And the only other downside I see to this model, besides not having any kind of reference, like directions or something to tell you about stuff, it does not have an extra set of axles. So you do have to pull these wheels and tires off the axles. And let me zoom back out a little here. And the good thing is they did not press these wheels onto thoroughly, so you can get it apart a little bit easy. Now, as you can see, chassis kind of drops down, but it doesn't come off all the way, even though the back screw is out, because the back has a little ear that slides into a slot here in top of the rear bumper. As you can see, there is the ear there, and then the slot is there. So be careful when you take it apart. Don't just rip it down, because you will break the chassis. So there is your body there. Not really going to swap out the spare yet. And as you can see, I've already taken mine apart. That's why this tape is here, to hold this down. Now, you can listen. You can hear it pop, and you can actually see the rear axle drop down. You can push it down to lift the rear. And that's why I was stating that I thought those little Mitsubishi things on that, I will call it like a tree, like a model tree for the parts. I thought those ears broke off and went here under the rear leaf springs on the back mount, maybe to help lift it even higher. I'm not sure if that's the case or not. Maybe not, though. And then this is your sprung metal to kind of give you that front end suspension. Now, once you lift it, it works much better. And there's a little plate in here. Oh, let's pop him out. As you can see. And then this will go on top of the axle. At least that's how I believe it works. It goes on top of the axle to kind of drop the axle down even lower to lift the car even higher. So, and then you have these two little nipples here the bumper just slides onto, which is pretty nice. And then you can put your lifted, well, not lifted, but your off-road style bumper on there. Slides on, pretty sweet. Then the wheels and tires, that's why I brought out the pliers in case I have to hold the axle. But since I just had it apart, they do come off fairly easy. As you can see, it does have the barbed end a little bit to kind of help them stay on. And yeah, getting the other one off is kind of the issue. That's why you do need a pair of pliers to kind of hold the axle while you kind of just twist back and forth, and then that will pull off. Then these guys here just kind of slide on. And I'm not going to do like a thorough assembly, but good enough. Oops. Where you guys can see it. So then you just kind of drop that back down in there. And then the sprung metal thing here. I'm not even going to put the black piece back in right now. Just going to kind of put this back together quickly, because this metal is sometimes a pain in the ass to line up with these little nipples and get it back on there. Oops, there goes my bumper. Of course it would. So let me get our bumper back and put him on. And then that's pretty much it. And then trying to put it back together is kind of a pain. Like, as I said, with that ear. Let's tilt this up here. Trying to slip that ear down in there. That's why I brought the tape out and taped that sprung metal down, because it's a pain in the ass, kind of like the bumper is being. So, got that to pop back in there. And then I'm trying to put this bumper back on. Excuse me, I'm going to take him off the camera for just 1 second to try to line up these tabs. And then if you want to go bumperless, I guess you could do that too. But I like this off-road style bumper. It looks really cool. And there he is with the front bumper on and the lifted front end, as you can see, a little bit higher. Now we will put one screw in the front. I'm not going to put the back one back in quite yet. Yeah, the screw's still there. How convenient. So kind of just get a little tension on it so it doesn't pop apart on me. So then the back side, this is basically it. Axle slides out. And then, once again, grab it with the pliers. Work your tire off. Put the other one on. And as I mentioned, I'm not going to fix the roof rack to mine yet. I may in the future, because it does look pretty cool on there, as you guys will see here in a moment. And then kind of slide your axles through and push a little bit. And as I said, you could probably lift this a little higher. That's why I was thinking those things may be like lift blocks, but they're not. As far as I know, I'm not sure what they are. So if somebody watching can tell me what they are, please do, because I would love to know, because I think they are maybe something that I do break off this little tree and put them under my leaf springs, the rear mounts, since they're not fixed to the chassis. Maybe that's what they're for. I'm not sure. Then, as I said, this will kind of just set there. And then, well, because my table's like really slick. But that's how it's supposed to look. The rack's on, canopy flipped out and such. Then, as I mentioned, like what they're showing in the advertisement is you put one leg like so, the other one like that, and then you just kind of roll him up. And then I guess just snap it down like you had it before. And then voila. And that's basically how you would roll with your canopy. Then you have the snorkel, which will remove this, and this would go on this side, I believe. And I don't even know if it'll set there. It did yesterday for me, but not sure. Let's see. Well, anyways, you get the idea. That's how it would be. You'd put him there, and, well, you get the idea. So, anyways, I'm not going to fix mine to my truck. This is probably how mine's going to roll and stay, except I will probably swap out the wheel. The only problem is the silver wheels do not have such a drastic depth as the white ones. That's the downside. So I may not even do that. I may wait till I get home in the States and spray these in silver. I don't know. I just think it would look better because the vehicle is silver. They do make a white one, though. The white one probably would look killer with the white wheels. Most likely the white one probably comes with silver wheels. I don't know. Just saying that. But that would be like my luck. If I was buying the white one to get the white wheels with it, it would probably come with silver. So anyways, this is basically how I'm going to keep mine. I like the little bit of like the lift on it, like 3.5 lift maybe is what it would be. Equivalent to with the taller tires. Even the white letters I dig. I just wish they said something besides BM Creations 4x4. I wish it was more of a real tire company. So that would be something that I would recommend to BM Creations. Quit trying to promote your company on your tires. You make a good product, so the product speaks for itself. That's kind of a downside of the white letters, in my opinion. So guys, this is it for your Pajero first gen. As I said, you can see it with the doors open and such, and we'll zoom back in on him and kind of just give you another spin around. Looks really good. Nice detail. This is where a turntable would come in handy for me, but I do everything by hand, so... As I said, the doors are a little bit frail, so be careful. And as I mentioned, once you get that plate out of there and do that lift for the suspension, the front end has a lot more bounce. The back end, well, doesn't. It has a little more once it's lifted. But you have to be careful. If you push too hard, it will squat the rear end again. And then you kind of have to pull out on it. Then it will have like that Carolina rake to it. That stupid thing they have going on in the Carolinas with the Chevy trucks. So you don't want that. Well, I don't anyways. So there, it's back up. So that's the only thing. It doesn't have quite the suspension the Gen 2 did, but still, very sweet model. This is going to be one of the contenders, I think, for the first quarter. Once again, BM Creations hits a home run with me anyways, with this Pajero. Really dig it. They do have the first gen Jimny they just released. I'm going to try to grab one of them before I go back to the States because it looks just like the old school original Geo Tracker. So really dig that. Would like to get one of those before I head back to the States. And do an unboxing for you guys once I get back there. So guys, I may do another unboxing, as I said, this week, and it will be probably the Eno 64 LBWK Porsche. So we're trying to mix it up this year, trying to be a little bit diverse, as I've mentioned before. Just now started a little sooner than I thought. I thought it wasn't going to start till I got back to the States, and probably not till the middle of February. But hey, we're getting on with a head start with being diverse once again. So guys, well, have a great start to your week. Enjoy your Sunday, and then I will talk to you maybe next week sometime at the beginning. If not, it will be next weekend once I'm stateside. So anyways, left an icon here on the left for the unboxing of the Pajero 2nd Gen that we did last year. Check that out. Very cool model. And I left an icon here on the right for you to subscribe. If you have not done so, please do that. Support our channel and give us a thumbs up, guys. So thanks for watching and thanks for your support.